Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Upasna Khurana, Associate Professor, Media Studies, and I'm going to tell you about the concept of advertising campaign. An advertising campaign is a series of advertisement messages that share a single idea and theme which make up an integrated marketing communication. Advertising campaigns appear in different media across a specific time frame. According to Donald Parente, an advertising campaign is a series of advertisements and the activities that help to produce them which are designed to achieve interrelated goals. A company undertakes an advertising campaign in order to rationally analyze the advertising opportunities and communication issues to achieve its sales and profit objectives. An ad campaign is usually guided by the promotion and advertising plans, which evolve from its marketing objectives and strategy. The critical part of making an advertising campaign is determining a champion theme, as it sets the tone for the individual advertisements and other forms of marketing communication that will be used. The campaign theme is the central message that will be communicated in the promotional activities. The campaign themes are usually developed with the intention of being used for a substantial period, but many of them are short-lived due to factors such as being ineffective or market conditioned or competition in the marketplace and marketing mix. There are many advertising campaigns which have won the heart of consumers. Let's take an example of Volkswagen, which became popular for its clever advertising slogan, "Think Small." Another one is Nike with the slogan, "Just Do It." And think about the De Beers. It always gives a recall value with its unique slogan, that is, "A diamond is forever." And the brand leaves a long-lasting impression on consumers' mind. The next and most important point that I want to highlight is the campaign structure. While thinking of an ad campaign, a company must think about few questions, and simultaneously, while thinking about these questions, it will automatically get their response. Like, first, the company must think that, where are we? It will automatically develop a situation analysis. Next, why are we there? Will help the company to identify problems. Where could we be? Will give it an idea to identify opportunities. How could we get there? Will develop the message, media and marketing communication strategy and tactics. And are we getting there? Will develop a plan to measure campaign's effectiveness. So, while planning an advertising campaign, a company must go through with these questions for making the campaign more successful. But after planning, a question arises that why we need to advertise in terms of a campaign? The answer is very simple. Buyers are forgetful of erratically appearing ads. Due to the clutter of large number of advertising messages, they overlook several of them. Campaign is a sustained advertising effort. An effective campaign needs coordination, balance, timing, continuity and performance all in their favor. The next thing which you should keep in your mind is for how long would a campaign be. Campaigns are of varied lengths like seasonal, yearly. Several advertisers run the same campaign without any changes for several years. A seasonal campaign of woolen garment is to target sales of the product in winters. There are several advertisers who keep a campaign running without any change for 2 or even 3 years. Example, Lux soap campaign where it is promoted as a beauty soap of cinema stars and Hindi films actress endorse the product. The factors which affect the duration of the campaign are the type of the products we offered, the nature of advertisers, marketing program, seasonality of sales, media policy, and the most important, the competitors' advertising. Always remember that the campaign is governed by various parameters. And now I'll talk about the steps of planning an ad campaign. The first and foremost step is identify the problem. What do you expect from a campaign? It should be properly defined. Campaign is for the higher sale, or it is for the better image for the brand or the company, or there is need to educate consumers about the product. This will help in deciding the USP of the company. Next, we'll talk about the budget. Like how much is a client prepared to spend on the campaign? Are his funds limited or sufficient to meet the requirements? Next is pre-testing. Yes, the consumer and product research to find out the habits of the consumer, their needs, values, living standards, their present reactions to the product and how it is advertised, what feedback is available from the public and the target audience. Next, we will discuss about the target audience, that what will be the target audience of the campaign, which is to be carried out. Is it children, teenagers, working women, housewives or retired person? After that, we will select the media, which is the most effective medium for talking about the product or service among the effective media or service, which particularly vehicle or combination of vehicles would reach our target audience. Determine the media schedule depending on the advertising rates for each medium. Next, we'll talk about the language. Hindi and regional languages are more widely understood than English. Advertisers still insist of using English language. Its acceptability is more, but a bilingual advertisement would kill the strong story more interestingly than a single language act. Next, I'll discuss about the visuals in the copy. The advertiser must intend that a copy is read by the target audience. The golden rule to make your copy impressive is to keep it simple and straightforward. While deciding the timing and duration, choose the appropriate season for launching new product and use reminders advertisement in other seasons to promote the product. We'll do post-testing also. This is necessary to find out the consumer's reaction to the advertising campaign. And last, we will measure the effect on sales. This is the final test to judge the success of an ad campaign. The ad campaign must be creative to lead to the purchase of the product. So, these are all the parameters which we have to look attentively. Next, I'll discuss about the phases of campaign creation. There are 3 phases of campaign creation. The first one is strategic development phase. This phase decides the objective and content of communication and helps in analyzing the research, data and positioning the brand. The right strategy and creative campaign is a winning combination. In simple words, I say, if you want to catch fish, you have to think like a fish. And if you want to catch a consumer, you have to think like a consumer. Next, I'll discuss about the advertising brief to the creative, which is the second most important step. Client has to brief the agency about how to create the advertisement. The success or failure of the advertisement is largely dictated by the brief. And the last phase is the creative phase, which is very important. And this, the strategist has to leap from a single unidirectional idea into an advertising idea that will add value to the product or the brand. Last but not the least, I'll discuss about the product life cycle, which is very important in ad campaign. The product life cycle has 4 clearly defined stages, each with its own characteristics. That means different things for business that are trying to manage the life cycle of their particular product. First, I'll discuss about the introduction stage. This stage of the cycle could be the most expensive for a company launching a new product. The size of the market for the product is small, which means sales are low, although they will be increasing. On the other hand, the cost of things like research and development, consumer testing, and the marketing needed to launch the product can be very high, especially if it's a competitive sector. The second stage is the growth stage. The growth stage is typically characterized by a strong growth in sales and profits. And because the company can start to benefit from economies of sales in production, the profit margins as well as the overall amount of profit will increase. This makes it possible for businesses to invest more money in the promotional activity to maximize the potential of this growth stage. Next, we will discuss about the maturity stage. During the maturity stage, the product is established and the aim for the manufacturer is now to maintain the market share they have built up. This is probably the most competitive time for most products, and businesses need to invest wisely in any marketing they undertake. They also need to consider any product modifications or improvements to the production process, which might give them a competitive advantage. Next, we have declining stage. Yes, eventually the market for a product will start to shrink, and this is what's known as the declining stage. This shrinkage could be due to the market becoming saturated. That is, all the customers who will buy the product have already purchased it, or because the consumers are switching to the different type of products because it is available in the market. While this decline may be inevitable, it may still be possible for companies to make some profit by switching to less expensive production methods and cheaper market. So, thank you so much. I hope through this lecture I was able to clarify the concept of an advertising campaign. Thank you all.